Disney has produced dozens of animated classics over the years, all of them packed with memorable images. There are some images, though, that we just have to linger on longer than others. Here are some of the most memorable Disney movie moments that will make you say, "Did I see what I thought I saw?" Pick up the remote and hit pause. Released in 2003, Finding Nemo follows the story of a little clownfish who is separated from his father and desperately tries to get back home. This Disney Pixar classic was a massive hit at the box office and became an instant success on home video. Clearly, it was seen by lots and lots of people, many of them more than once.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
That said, it wasn't until many years after Finding Nemo's release that many viewers noticed one key detail. During Nemo's journey, he ends up in the fish tank at a dentist's office. When he wakes up in the tank, the camera pans around the dentist's waiting room, showing what Nemo can see from his watery vantage point. The view shows some toys lying on the floor, and one of them happens to be a familiar face. It's Buzz Lightyear, who made his first movie appearance in Pixar's Toy Story 8 years earlier. Pixar is fond of leaving Easter eggs for its viewers to find, and since this one involves two of the most popular and heartwarming Disney films ever made, it's exciting to pause the movie long enough to spot Buzz Lightyear's cameo. Originally released in 1996, The Hunchback of Notre Dame follows the story of Quasimodo, a man who is rejected by his people because of his deformity. Quasimodo lives in a tower in Notre Dame's cathedral in Paris, where he serves as the bell ringer and spends his days in solitude wishing for someone to share his life with. At the beginning of the movie, Quasimodo sings the song Out There from the top of Notre Dame Cathedral. The camera pans along the street below, and as it moves, we can see a man shaking out a piece of fabric. Look closely, and you'll see it's the magic flying carpet that Disney fans will recognize from Aladdin. If that isn't enough to make you pause, here are two bonuses. If you look closely enough, you'll also see Belle from Beauty and the Beast walking by with a book. Aladdin is a charming 1992 Disney movie that follows a street urchin who discovers a genie in a lamp and has his wishes fulfilled. But things aren't always as they seem, and Aladdin must fight an evil sorcerer to save his love interest, Princess Jasmine. Aladdin was released shortly after another Disney classic from the same era, Beauty and the Beast. Both films were extremely successful, though Beauty and the Beast might be considered the greater classic now. Still, the two movies are connected by more than the calendar. In one scene in Aladdin, we see Jasmine's father, the Sultan, playing with a stack of toys. Look closely and you'll see that one of these toys is actually a model of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Oscar-winning 1989 Disney classic The Little Mermaid has one scene that's chock full of cameos from characters seen in the studio's other movies. There are so many, in fact, that you'll definitely want to hit pause and count. During the scene featuring King Triton's entrance, 4 other Disney characters are visible. Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Donald Duck can be seen near the bottom left of the screen. It's a quick cameo though, since King Triton is moving so quickly. If you really want to spot the characters, you'll have to quickly pause and take a close look. Future Disney acquisition Kermit the Frog is there too. You can even spot the Warner Brothers character Mr. Limpet in The Little Mermaid. He pops up near the end of the classic musical number Under the Sea. A bit of a lesser-known character, he was played by Don Knotts, who starred in the 1964 live-action animated hybrid The Incredible Mr. Limpet, about a man who is turned into a fish. Clearly, there was plenty of room under the sea for the animators of The Little Mermaid to show some love to as many characters as they wanted from Disney and beyond. The animated Disney film 101 Dalmatians was first released in 1961 and remains a beloved classic. It's the story of an unlikely and truly massive family of dogs that find themselves the target of an evil, fur-loving woman named Cruella de Vil. Because of the adorable heroes in the film and Cruella's place as one of Disney's best-loved villains, fans keep coming back to 101 Dalmatians, but it turns out the dogs of the title are far from the only Disney pups present in the film. A third of the way through the film, dogs all across London are participating in the Twilight Bark, barking to each other across the city to spread the word that the Dalmatians need help. In this scene, we can see Jock, Bull, Peg, Lady, and the Tramp, all characters from Disney's 1955 film Lady and the Tramp. Jock, recognizable by his collar, comes out of a doghouse. Bull and Peg, who were in Lady and the Tramp as dogs in the pound, are sitting in the window of a pet store. And finally, after a car goes by, the tramp stands on top of a truck and Lady is on the street. Moana is a popular 2016 animated musical about a Polynesian teenager who embarks on a journey to save her people and find herself. It's also packed with Easter eggs, including one that incorporated a Frozen character. As Moana starts on her journey, she enlists the help of Maui, a demigod who once owned a magical hook. The hook allows Maui to transform into any animal he wants. During the middle of the movie, Maui recovers his hook and uses it to swiftly transform from animal to animal. The transformation goes so fast that it's a blink and miss it type of scene. If you're really paying attention though, you'll see that one of the animals Maui transforms into is Sven, the lovable reindeer from Frozen. The scene is fast and definitely requires a pause button to catch the reindeer, but the expression on his face is hilarious and worth going back for a second look. The movie Big Hero 6, which hit theaters in 2014, is a superhero story about a robotics genius who lives in a futuristic city. The boy, Hiro Hamada, puts together a team of superheroes in his attempt to catch a mysterious, masked villain. In one scene, Hiro goes to the San Francisco police station to file a report. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice a wanted poster hanging on the wall that features none other than Prince Hans, the villain from Disney's 2013 hit Frozen. This cameo was fairly easy to spot, since the police station scene was featured in the movie's trailer. But Hans isn't the only Frozen character in Big Hero 6. Others found their way into the film too, in places that were a little bit harder to spot. A ship from Arendelle, the name of the kingdom in Frozen, and a shot of beloved snowman Olaf also make it into the movie. Just keep hitting pause until you catch them all. The 2001 Pixar hit Monsters, Inc. tells the tale of the biggest scare factory in the monster world, a little girl who visits from the human world, and what happens next. Oh, and along the way, fellow Pixar favorite Nemo makes a cameo too. At one point in the movie, we can see him hanging on the wall in a bedroom as Sully and Mike try to get rid of the villainous Randall. Later, Boo and hero monster Sully are in her room together and she shows him a few of her favorite toys, including a stuffed Nemo. Here's the real kicker though. When Monsters, Inc. was released, Finding Nemo wasn't out yet. At the time Monsters, Inc. came out, audiences probably didn't think anything about the little clownfish that popped up once or twice. Many years later though, die-hard fans of Finding Nemo are fumbling for their remotes to hit that pause button and smile at the sight of their favorite fish. Tangled is a 2010 movie telling the classic story of Rapunzel with a few fresh twists. Rapunzel is still the girl who lives locked away in a tower with her long flowing hair that can be used as a rope, but she's also got big dreams. Rapunzel wants to get away from the tower, and when a dashing bandit named Flynn shows up at her window one day, she sees her chance to begin a new life. It's the start of an unlikely journey that's packed with Disney adventure. There's something else in the film that's unlikely too. At the beginning of the movie in Rapunzel's tower, one shot shows a spinning wheel behind the princess. It's the same spinning wheel from Sleeping Beauty, the classic 1959 Disney movie. If you haven't caught this one before though, don't feel bad. Even die-hard Disney fans have had to watch the movie quite a few times to realize it's the same spinning wheel. Rapunzel's tower has items that relate to other Disney princess movies too. Use the pause button to look around and you'll find Snow White's apple, Ariel's seashell, Belle's rose, and Cinderella's slipper. WALL-E is a 2008 movie about a lonely little robot left behind on Earth to collect junk after the human race abandons the ruined planet in search of a new home. At the beginning of the movie, as viewers are being introduced to WALL-E and his daily life, the robot comes home after work and the camera shows several items he's collected. If you look closely, you might see a familiar face peeking out from behind a couple of bowling pins. It's Rex, the lovable and anxious dinosaur from the 1995 hit Toy Story and its sequels.
I just don't think I can take that kind of rejection!
The scene is honestly a little sad. After all, WALL-E is the last robot left on Earth. The planet is a pretty empty, lonely place. Did Rex just get thrown away to die alone? It seems like an injustice to the poor dinosaur, but at least he has WALL-E. As they say, one man's trash is another robot's treasure. Pocahontas, released in 1995, tells the loosely fact-based story of Native American Princess Pocahontas and English settler Captain John Smith. When the two fall in love, Pocahontas' father, the chief of her tribe, doesn't approve. To further complicate matters, the other settlers who arrived with Smith are plotting to steal gold from the Native Americans. At the beginning of the movie, there is a scene during which Pocahontas leaps off a cliff in a majestic swan dive, entering the water with only a small splash. Although not entirely realistic, her swan dive is beautiful. As a kid, it's fun to hit the pause button and see if you can catch Pocahontas right in the middle of her leap. Just don't try to recreate this scene at home. Disney's Cinderella came out in 1950 and has been delighting audiences of all ages ever since. The tale of a girl trying to escape her stepmother's cruelty and then attending the royal ball with Prince Charming is a classic. But Cinderella has a second claim to fame too. The castle featured in the movie is the same castle that forms the basis for Walt Disney Pictures' logo. What started as a simple graphic of white lines has since become a beautiful three-dimensional rendering at the beginning of every Disney film. You can also visit the castle anytime you want at Walt Disney World, where it serves as the centerpiece of the Magic Kingdom. Next time you watch Cinderella, it's worth hitting the pause button during the scene where we first see the castle to see how familiar it seems. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite films are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.